to the 16th and 17th centuries, Eastern and Central Europe is much less advanced than their Western counterpart. The states in the East had fewer cities and little control on overseas trading. The time period consisted of almost constant warfare, which resulted in weak governments who were constantly shifting power among themselves. However, during the later half of the 17th century, three main dynasties erupted in Central and Eastern Europe. Leading the Polish army to save Vienna from a Turkish blockade, King John III Sobieski was the most notorious Polish monarch from this era. However, Poland became a poor representation of aristocratic independence. Because of the distrust and divisions in the Polish government, electing a new monarch was almost impossible. The same as a legislative assembly of the Polish nobility and consisted of only nobles. The Sejm performed a process known as liberum veto, which allowed the disagreement of any member to act upon the entire Sejm. This process opened a direct and easy way for foreign powers to bribe nobles in their betterment. Although the Sejm only needed a single noble to cause the body to disband, the oppositions mainly happened in groups. The Habsburgs remained in control of the Holy Roman Empire for many years. While creating a new dominion over the German states, they were also looking for a way to maintain their own power. The Treaty of Rastatt in 1714 let the Habsburgs broaden their horizons to Austria, the Netherlands, and northern Italy. Due to their expansive and diverse reign, the ability for one man to rule every part was impractical. Over the years, the Habsburgs designed central councils to rule their domains.
It's interesting to note that the Habsburgs would marry inside their own blood in order to retain the throne. When looking at their family tree, sometimes an uncle would marry a niece. In fact, there are only 3 instances of a marriage outside of family blood.
Charles II was the final Habsburg king of Spain. He is known for his deformities, which are most likely caused by the act of inbreeding. Once dead, the War of the Spanish Succession took place in an attempt to see who will become the next king. The Hohenzollern family gained rule over counties of Mark and Ravensburg, East Prussia, and Pomerania. Each of these territories lacked a good supply of natural resources, and many were devastated during the 30 Years' War. Frederick William began to modernize these areas. He named himself and his successors the central power, ultimately by breaking noble estates, forming a royal bureaucracy, and building a strong army. During the War of the Spanish Succession, Frederick I granted the Habsburgs complete control over his army in order to gain the title King in Prussia. His successor, Frederick William I, was one of the most effective monarchs to rule the Hohenzollerns. The Prussian military grew from 39,000 to over 80,000 strong, which would make it the 3rd largest army in Europe.
It goes to show how much Frederick William I meant to the Prussian Empire. During World War II, Hitler actually ordered for the moving and hiding of his and a couple other coffins. He was moved again and again until finally he was put back to rest in the Church of Peace, which is in northeast Germany.
After his death in 1740, his son Frederick II took over the enormous military. His attack on Silesia would form the Austrian-Prussian rivalry that would control Central European affairs for over a century.